Hello and welcome to the Long Island Weather Update and Outlook on this June 2nd. Not as nice as yesterday, definitely a lot more clouds around and definitely feeling a little bit more of that humidity tonight. This is what it looked like, the satellite loop. You can see all those clouds moving in more toward later in the day. And this is what things look like tonight. You can see here that we got, again, these, this is today. We had a mix of ultracumulus, some cirrus up there as well. And there's another mix of it again. You can see the ultracumulus, the cirrus up there. Let me just get through this. So let's look through these clouds here. And, yeah, this was toward the evening now. Because I took a walk at Twin Lakes this evening. But you can see, again, some interesting-looking clouds in the sky. Pretty clouds, and these are actually some shower clouds, actually, but not the cloud. It's not really reaching the ground at all. There is a few showers out there on the radar, but they're not reaching the ground. But if they do, and we see actual rainfall, then it's not going to be a completely dry weekend. But I think we're going to eke out a mostly dry weekend here, but we'll see. But I'm not, if there are a couple of drops of rain, it's still, to me, a dry weekend. As always, it's not enough to wet the ground, whatever the case is. Before I get started, let's talk about May in review here. We'll go and we'll talk about what our statistics were for May, because today actually does mark the end. Yesterday marked the end of climatological spring, and now we are in climatological summer. Climatological, not astronomical. Yet that happens later this month. But Islip was above normal today, a high of 82 and a low of 57, 5 degrees above normal. Central Park, a high of 81 and a low of 67, puts them 6 degrees above normal for the day. Let's go and take a look at the monthly weather summary for May at Islip. So here we are for the monthly weather summary. Average maximum temperature of 68.8. The normal is 68.3, so only 0.5 degrees above normal for the high. But the minimum, the average minimum of 53.8, was a lot warmer than the normal value of 50.8. So that puts us 3 degrees above normal for the minimum. So the mean is 61.3, which is 1.8 degrees above the normal mean of 59.5 degrees. So, yep, another month above normal, despite we've had a lot of cool days. As far as rainfall goes, 4.67 inches of rain. That's well above the normal of 3.28 inches of rain. So that's what the statistics were at Islip, and we had a lot of days with rain. You can see quite a few days. In fact, 16 days reported with light rain, and 20 reported with fog and that annoying drizzle. So you add the 16 plus 5, you're talking almost 20 days with rain. So, yeah, it was quite a wet month. And they have a statistic average average sky cover, 0.67. So, yeah, it's and only 5 days that were fair in the entire month of May at Islip. Now let's go and look at Central Park's monthly weather summary for June. I meant for May. Average maximum of 72.5 was above the normal of 71.4, 1.1 degrees above normal. The average minimum 57.4. Also above normal by 2.4 degrees, and that means Central Park had a mean temperature of 65 degrees, which is 1.8 degrees above the normal. Precipitation, near normal, so totals 4.11, a little bit above normal, 3.96 was the normal value there. So we got that out of the way. Let's talk about what's going on out there tonight right now. We're going to go to the map here and take a look. And you can see here, yes, we have, whoops, let's just close this out. So let's go to the CONUS view here. So we can take a look at this, what's going on across the country. And you can see more severe weather breaking out in the Midwest again. What else is new? And they had some in East Texas yesterday, too, that caused a big power outage as well. In the Deep East Texas Cooperative resulted in a blackout for them. Let's see if we can find out anything. Texas Electric Cooperative. So let's see what they have. Let's see if they've got their Let's see. So it looks like all substations have been energized. So It looks like they are they have restored the power there. We don't have any pictures of what happened as far as the transmission line damage. That would be SWEPCO. So let's see, because they're the ones that have the transmission line, which is part of AEP. So let's see if they have any pictures of what happened here in their territory. You can see some of the damage. This is from yesterday. Look at that. That's what a mess. But they don't have any pictures of their transmission line that got damaged. It doesn't seem like they actually have any pictures of it. This is 7 hours ago, but you can see the damage. I mean, you got to give props to the linemen and the line workers because they're out there fixing the damage from these storms, and they are just so busy fixing all this damage. But no pictures of that transmission line that came down, unfortunately. So anyway, lots of severe weather breaking out. You can see it there in the Midwest. There's a lot of lightning strikes here. If I put the lightning thing on, you'll see that. And this is kind of interesting over here, too. We're going to have to go to the, believe it or not, we are now officially in the tropical season as well. But you can see a lot of lightning strikes here as well on this satellite image here. But yes, we are officially in the tropical season. So let's first, no activity so far being reported. But let's go to back to the map here, and you can see a broad area with a severe thunderstorm watch, but I see a couple of tornado warnings here as well. So we have a broad area going through the Dakotas into Kansas, and then another area where there's a tornado watch in North Texas, and then another severe thunderstorm watch south of that, and then there's another one in East Texas, the same area that got pounded yesterday, getting to deal with more of a chance of severe weather. And then look at this. We also have heat as well. Excessive heat watch, actually, in parts of Arizona and into California. And then we have an excessive heat. That's an excessive heat warning for California. And then we have a high wind warning also for Montana. So a lot going on across the country. We thought things would, people saying that, it'll ease up a bit. It's not easing up one bit. I'm telling you, not easing up one bit. When you live in a warmer world, it's not going to ease up. It's going to keep going, and it's going to keep going and going and going. So you can see there are a couple tornado warnings here. We got one in, there's one here. I think that's Kansas. Actually, that might not be Kansas. That is that still Kansas? I can't even. Wow, look at that. 51 mile an hour wind gust here being reported at this airport. So, some pretty bad storms here. I don't think that's Kansas. Blocking the name of the state. But North Dakota, South Dakota. I think that's not Missouri either. Should know the name of the state. I should know it. We just let's that Nebraska. That's it, Nebraska. It's just escaping my mind, but Nebraska getting to deal with some severe weather, and we got one tornado warning also in North Dakota as well. And then we got tornado watches, and it's a lot of severe weather going on. And again, we can just display the warnings here, and you can see we've got some flash flood warnings and numerous severe thunderstorm warnings. Here's a tornado warning also in Texas as well. And here's the other. The other one just disappeared, but we have another tornado warning in North Dakota. Oh, boy. Just, it never ends. And then we have the heat that's going on in California as well that they're going to start dealing with as well. Right now, 86 in Fresno. It's going to get a lot hotter than that. But for us, luckily, we're not going to be dealing with any of that. So take a look at what we got going on outside right now. Temperatures are in the upper 60s to around 70. Of course, we're on the South Shore. You got mid-60s with the sea breeze. If you're in Jersey, you're still in the 70s because you're more inland. So let's go look at the highs for the day. And high temperatures generally in the low 80s across Long Island. And even looks like New York City, even low 80s there. We're getting in the mid-80s. Once I guess you're in Jersey, it gets into the mid-80s over there. Lows, look at that. West Hampton got down to 48 again. But other than that, lows were generally around 60. Mid-50s to around 60. Mid-50s also in the Pine Barrens in New Jersey as well. Of course, didn't enjoy any of that here in in where I live. I got to keep that AC going. I don't see any rainfall here, so no rainfall being reported. So we may very well make it through with no rainfall for this weekend. That would be the first weekend in 16 weekends in a row with no measurable rainfall. Finally, that is one heck of a wet streak. I'll tell you that right now. So let's go to the radar. Take a look at the activity. You see the shower activity is very minimal. So I think we will be staying dry. But you can see, look at all the severe weather that's going on out in the Midwest. You can see North Dakota, some of it in South Dakota. This line in Nebraska looks pretty bad as well. And that's going into Kansas. And then we have another line. Oh, these poor folks in East Texas look like they're getting hit again with another line of severe thunderstorms. And then two more in this extreme southwest Texas as well. And another one southeast of Amarillo as well. So, yeah, lots of severe weather once again going on in the Midwest. It's just been absolutely relentless. Power outages, you can see Texas still has 44,000 out. California has 16,000 out. So we have some outages in California as well. I'm not sure to what demand. I'm not sure. But looking at the weather map, you see that we've got high pressure in the Atlantic now, and we've got this area of low pressure systems that are going to be marching eastward. Here we go into day 2. You can see that we all have a high that's going to be building in from New England that will keep a lot of that other stuff away and off to our southwest. Looking at the Storm Prediction Center, you can see that enhanced risk that's right over Nebraska. Also, you can see where there are the red boxes. Those are tornado watches. That's in North Texas. You can see that big swath of risk, though, that goes pretty much all the way from the Midwest, from north to south. And if we go and look at tomorrow, convective outlook doesn't look quite as crazy, but hey, we look at that. Same area again, the slight risk in East Texas. Once again, they're just dealing because the atmosphere is stuck, and that's why we're seeing this. So let's go to the models now and take a look and see what we have going on. And we're going to first look at the jet stream in the upper air. I'm going to go to the North American view here. So you can see, oh my gosh, there isn't really much of a jet stream here at all to look at. And that's why the weather is stuck. And moving things along here on this 18Z run to the GFS, you see jet streams really way up in Canada, but you have these weird troughs. Here's another weird. Look at this. I mean, this is just weird how it's just the jet stream's literally going all the way out offshore of New England and then blowing back westward again. That's very strange. Very wavy jet stream. Look at that is really. And then you can see, though, that there's tendency for troughing in the east. One thing you can see on this jet stream map is that tendency for troughing in the east. So let's look at the European model. Not going to bother with the AI today, right? I'll just look at the regular European. And similar idea here. That is a very strange looking jet stream. I've never seen anything like that. That is extremely weird. That is extremely weird, that's for sure. So let's go to the upper air now that we looked at the jet stream. One thing you see is there's a little bit of a fire hose in the Pacific there. A little bit of one there. It's very straight over there. There's that Gulf of Alaska trough that we have there, which lends itself to some ridging in the east. And kind of keeps the trough in the Midwest. And here's that really strange trough that gets into our area again for toward the end of the weekend, next weekend. Really odd looking. I wonder what that's going to do at the surface. But let's go to the GFS. So here's the GFS. You can see again that we have a little bit of ridging building in the east, and then we have that trough coming in, and that'll bring a cool down as we get into the second week of June. But no big ridges in the east, so except as you get toward the end of the period, you see a little bit of ridging, but no big ridges in the east, which means the heat's going to be staying away for the most part. I mean, really extreme heat with a pattern like this, we're not going to see. So let's go to the surface now. So So you can see what happens. This high kind of builds in, keeps us dry for I think tomorrow and Tuesday will be mostly dry, even part of Wednesday. But our next chance of rain is going to be Wednesday into Thursday. That'll with this frontal system here. And then you can see that trough starting to dive down there, all right? That could bring possibly instability clouds and showers perhaps with that trough around. Could bring some rain chances as well with that trough around, keeping us below normal, you could see. And then we get into the second week of June. You can see it's trying to show a tropical system here going into Florida. Of course, this is way in advance. And then going up the East Coast. Of course, I bet the 12Z run doesn't even have it. Nope, it doesn't. So it does have a little something there, but this is the 12Z run of the GFS, because we all know the ATZ can be a little bit wonky. Now, the 12Z is a little bit wetter for Thursday. I see that. I do see that. But you see what that trough is doing there. All right, so let's go to the European model now. It's the operational again, not the AI. I'm not going to use the AI. I just don't like the way it looks. I don't know. It's been, I'll just rather use the operational. So you can see here, again, we're drawing then Wednesday into Thursday. Thursday would be our next chance for rain. And then we could have some lingering showers into Friday, perhaps, with this low that's going to hang around here and keep us a little bit on the unstable and cool side with that low just sitting there like that. So let's go to the temperature anomaly chart. We'll start with the European here. Going into tomorrow, you see it has above normal temperatures in the east, well above normal in eastern Canada. But then as we get toward the middle of the week, all right, we're above normal. Most of the way above normal is in eastern Canada. They're way above normal there. You can see that. But the western Canada is actually kind of cool with the trough. We're a little bit above normal. Nothing crazy. And then as we get toward the weekend, we can start dropping a little more. And then after that trough drops, that's when we're going to start seeing some of these below normal temperatures get into the east. So going to the GFS on the 18Z run here. Similar idea to the Euro. I mean, there isn't. It does have it somewhat below. GFS definitely colder for the weekend of Saturday and Sunday. Definitely well below normal. Well below normal. It has the colder air coming in a little quicker. Let's go to the 12Z run and see what that 12Z run looks like. If that winds up being more like the Euro. No, they're both well below what they're well below normal. So yeah, no really big heat ups. No really big heat ups here. With this setup, all right. We will go ahead and we will look at go back to the Weather Prediction Center and look at QPF as well. This is their forecast for QPF, and we'll do days 1 through 7 the next week. It looks like it does have us getting a lot of rain at one point here, 1.5 inches of rain. I wouldn't be surprised. It's nice that we're in a drier pattern, but trying to get it to last is another story. So we're going to look at it. We're going to show you that toward the end. Not yet. Not yet. Let's go to total accumulated precip on the GFS here. We'll run this through. And you'll see probably similar results to the, and this is the 18Z run, obviously, of the GFS. You can see relatively dry in the southwest, too, with this setup here. So let's go to the northeast and let's look at some more mesoscale models. So 0Z, HRRR, which, believe it or not, still hasn't come in all the way. Unbelievable. But I guess we can stall a little bit because I really like to have that whole model if possible. If possible. But yeah, we have enough of it. So 42, it's enough. Obviously, a few showers tonight. If we see anything. I mean, tomorrow's going to be dry. Maybe showing a couple of sprinkles over it. I think it'll be mostly dry. And then Tuesday, we should also be mostly dry, though. It's developing some instability showers. But that's inland. Other than that, you see that high there, that backdoor high that we have. So it means an easterly wind. So tonight we have the southwesterly winds. As we go into tomorrow, the winds become more westerly. It looks like that. So you see there's some dry air trying to bleed in there from the east. That's your backdoor front. So probably light and variable winds Sea breeze is probably along the south shore. We can clearly see the backdoor front here showing up in this dew point and wind flow setup. And then by Tuesday, we really see it in force here across Long Island. Of course, if you're over Jersey, you're not going to feel the effects as much, and it'll be a little more humid there. But other than that, the humidity does drop tomorrow, it looks like, with this backdoor front. Temperatures tonight's probably not going to cool down that much, and then tomorrow is going to be pretty warm. I think we're going to see temperatures in the low to mid 80s again, above normal. But here comes the backdoor cold front. Temperatures drop tomorrow night into the mid and upper 50s across Long Island, staying warmer over Jersey. And then for Tuesday, you can see it'll probably be much, much cooler for Tuesday. Temperatures will only be around 70, probably low 70s, maybe mid 70s northern Nassau. But other than that, it'll wind up being a much cooler day. Let's go to the GFS now, and we'll look at the GFS as far as temperatures go and dew points and wind flow. So here is the dew points and wind flow again. You can see what happens as we get into Tuesday. That backdoor front sort of stays this and starts retreating Wednesday, and then here comes all that moisture that we're going to have to deal with on Thursday. It's going to get quite muggy, and you can see a southwest flow. This is moist air, so it's going to be definitely fuel for some rain. And Friday, you can see that the drier air moves in. Westerly winds take over. Saturday, Sunday, we've got more or less relatively dry air through there. All right. That's why Thursday is going to probably wind up being the wettest day, because that's when we have the most humidity. Temperatures, obviously, see them cooler on Tuesday. Wednesday, they try to bump up a little bit, but we're going to have plenty of clouds. And then for Thursday, with all the showers around, probably won't be able to warm up that much. And we'd have to watch. Maybe that would be a chance for some thunderstorms in our area, would be Thursday. And then Friday drops a little bit, still a little bit more on the warmer side, but then you can see by the weekend it definitely drops. And you can see where the instability showers and cloud covered wind up being upstate, though it has us in warmer temperatures, so hopefully that would mean sunshine. But Sunday, though, it looks like it's got some cooler temperatures over Jersey, so there could be some clouds and shower activity there, perhaps. And if we roll back to the 12Z run, which is going to look completely different, of course. So there you go. That's what it looks like right there. If we want a better look at next weekend, we can use this to again show us. Here's the Thursday system. All right. There could be thunderstorms with that. I don't see a V here, but it could be some thunderstorms. That would be our next chance for some thunderstorm activity. Then Friday, you see we got this instability around this trough, and it kind of gets cut off a little bit over. Of course, cut off over upstate New York, keeping possibility of showers in the forecast. This is the 12Z run. This is the 18Z run. Next weekend does not look like it's going to be a completely dry weekend. So let's look at sky cover. I guess we'll go ahead and look at that. I'm on the GFS now, so let's stick with that, shall we? You can see tomorrow I have some clouds and more sunshine toward the afternoon. Tuesday starts off with sun, then clouds increase. Then obviously we're stuck in the clouds Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, it's trying to break us out of the clouds. It's probably partly sunny skies, probably billowing cumulus. And then Saturday, it looks like tries to, again, have sunshine, and then the billowing cumulus takes over. Sunday, we'll have to see how it turns out. So the radar may be overdone, and maybe some areas will be dry, hopefully. But you can see the effect of this cutoff low over us. And it will definitely keep things cooler, and you're definitely going to have cold pools aloft. If I look at the soundings behind this cutoff low here, you'll see the instability here. Yeah, look at that big temperature drop right there. That's the cold pool aloft right there that you have. And you'll probably see it on Saturday, too. Let's go to here. Yeah, we definitely do see it. We definitely do see it. So this will have to be watched. Obviously, it's still a ways away. Our next more important rain event is going to be for Thursday, I think. And we're going to have plenty of moisture for that. Let me just pull this back out to this here and do the 700 to 300 relative humidity. So I can show you this. All right, so you see you can see a little bit of that green over our area tonight. We're in the brown for tomorrow and Tuesday. But here we go. Later Wednesday into Thursday, it's showing some greens again into our area. So that's where we have to worry about rainfall. Then drier air comes back in for Friday, but you can see that cutoff. If it positions itself upstate, we may be lucky and avoid most of the rain. But that low will sit there because of the way the jet stream is. The jet stream is basically almost non-existent. It's very, very weak and very twisted because, again, of what we have going on with our planet. So let's go closer to the let's go to the RGEM next, and we'll go ahead and we will look at skies on the RGEM next. So this is the skies on the RGEM. Starting off with clouds. Then the sun comes out in the afternoon. Should be nice in the afternoon with sunshine. And then for Tuesday, looks like also showing a decent amount of sunshine. And there could be fog, possibly along the ocean there again. That southeast wind, sometimes you see that increasing cirrus later on. And then as you get into Wednesday, definitely much more in the way of clouds. Definitely. And we'll have to watch again for the possibility of that next chance of showers. And let's see, the RGEM is probably the only short-range model that's showing it, but you can see, look at that. That's a nice, decent blob of thunderstorms there moving in overnight Wednesday. So I'll have to see what we can get our next chance for some thunderstorm activity. NAM, we got the 0C NAM, not enough of it in. This is the NAM tonight. It actually does have a couple of thunderstorms over Jersey. It actually does develop some, interesting enough, over New Jersey tomorrow. Could be due to the instability or the backdoor front possibly setting up an isolated shower thunderstorm over Jersey tomorrow. But other than that, you can see it looks like it's staying fairly dry. I got the NAM 12. We can see how far we can get on that as far as the Thursday event. But that's as far as we've got so far. So it's really just, we're going to expect thunderstorm activity, I think, anytime from Wednesday night into Thursday at this point. That's our next chance for any decent precipitation activity. And possibly some thunderstorms, which we know that kind of haven't gotten any, kind of missing out here. But you need a good cold front to get the thunderstorms. And, we don't really have good, strong, fast-moving cold fronts like we used to, which are the best triggers for thunderstorms in our area. So let's go to the Climate Prediction Center and look at the outlook. First, the 6 to 10 day. And you can see that big area below normal in the east, Great Lakes especially. That's your trough right there. Interestingly enough, it has northern Maine above normal, so you can figure that, again, eastern Canada is going to be above normal, well above normal in the west and the northwest there, and the south as well with the big ridge there. Precipitation is showing above normal in the southwest, which is interesting compared to the other models, but it's showing above normal precipitation in the southwest, and below normal precipitation in the northern part of the country, and near normal. We're just in the slight fringe of above normal precipitation, mostly near normal in the east. But you can definitely see that big dome of above normal temperatures there and above normal rainfall in the southwest. So I'm guessing figure there's going to be some monsoonal moisture coming in perhaps with that heat. Wouldn't surprise me. Because that heat, and you get a heat dome like that, it often draws in the moisture air from the Pacific, and that comes into the mountains and causes precipitation. So here we go, 8 to 14 day, much like the 6 to 10 day, staying below normal in the east and the Great Lakes, and above normals out west, though it does have precipitation on the 8 to 14 day, above normal for us. And again, good chance of above normal temperatures in the southwest and also into parts of Texas, a little bit below normal in the north. So I think that's going to wrap things up tonight. So have a good night, and we'll see what happens as far as Thursday goes. That's our next chance for any thunderstorm activity. I can go to the Storm Prediction Center. I don't think going to go out that far, but let's see. Probably not. We have day 3, which they only go out to day 3 with the general thunderstorm risk. But we'll see if we can get any thunderstorms in our area. Now, as far as today, lastly, we'll wrap up with the storm report trend. 10 tornadoes reported, 64 events of wind damage, and 76 events of hail. So, yeah, it turned out to be pretty active today. And I know they have a thing that lists all the tornadoes here. Let's see if we can full-size plot. Here we go. No, that's not what we want. We want to see the storm reports. So you can see here, this is where they are. So you can see, again, mostly that classic Midwest area, from the Dakotas down through Nebraska and then into Texas as well. So I'm sure tomorrow will be another active day. Now it just the tornado report just dropped to 9. That's weird. But anyway, thank you for watching and have a good night.